All right, let's talk about something that could totally change the game for AI in China. It all comes down to one thing: data. And there's this huge new data set called DanQing that's about to give Chinese language models a massive power-up. But before we get into that, let me ask you something. What do you think is the biggest roadblock for AI that isn't English-based? You might think it's, the fancy algorithms or the processing power, right? Nope. The real bottleneck, it's the data. Think about it like this. An AI model is only as good as its data diet. Seriously, just like with people, what you feed it completely changes how it performs. And for a long, long time, the diet for non-English AI has been, well, let's just say it's been pretty sparse.
So how do these powerful AIs learn anyway? Well, at a basic level, it's something called vision language pre-training. They basically just look at millions or even billions of pictures from the internet, and each picture has a little text description with it. By connecting the words to what's in the picture over and over again, they start to build this incredible understanding of, well, everything.
And this right here, this shows you the problem perfectly. Look at the big English datasets, LAION and COYO. We're talking hundreds of millions of data pairs. Now look at the main Chinese ones, like Wukong and Zero. Yeah, they're big, but they're smaller. And here's the kicker. They're from 2022. In the AI world, that's ancient history. And that has been a huge, huge problem for developing AI in China.
Okay, so that's the problem. And this is the solution. Enter the hero of our story, the DanQing dataset. It was built from the ground up to tackle this exact issue and give Chinese AI the modern fuel it's been starving for.
And the name, DanQing, it's actually really cool. It's a traditional term for Chinese painting, and that just fits perfectly, right? Because the goal wasn't just to make something big, but something full of cultural and artistic detail.
And when we say big, we mean big. We're talking 100 million high-quality image-text pairs. Just imagine that. It's like an enormous digital library for an AI to study. But here's the real game changer, the most important part. This data isn't old. It was collected from the web in 2024 and 2025. What does that mean? It means any AI trained on this stuff understands the world today, not the world from a few years back. That's a massive difference.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth did they get such high-quality data? Well, they didn't just scoop it all up. They basically put it through this incredibly tough digital boot camp to weed out all the junk and keep only the absolute best stuff.
And this is how they did it. It was this intense four-step process. First, they did a rough, broad filter to get rid of the obvious garbage. Then, they cleaned up the text. After that, they filtered the images themselves. And the final, crucial step, making absolutely sure the picture and the text actually matched up. And get this, to end up with their 100 million pairs, they didn't start with 100 million. They started with over 1 billion raw pairs they found on the web. 1 billion. They had to comb through that absolute mountain of data just to find the gold. This chart right here, wow, it really tells the whole story. After all that work, they threw out 90% of what they started with. 90%! Only the top 10%, the absolute cream of the crop, made the cut for the final dataset. Now that's what I call being picky.
Okay, so great. They've got this super clean, super modern dataset. But so what? Does it actually matter? The proof is in the pudding, right? You've got to train a model on it and see what happens. And yeah, the results speak for themselves. There's this test called zero-shot classification. It's a fancy way of saying you ask the AI to identify stuff it's never seen before. And the model trained on DanQing, it consistently beat the models trained on the older datasets. Now those numbers might look pretty close to you, but trust me, in the world of AI, that little edge is a giant leap.
But that's not even the coolest part. I mean, doing well on standard tests is one thing. But what about the real test? Can it understand brand new things? Stuff from 2024 and 2025 that literally didn't exist when the old datasets were made. Okay, this is just wild. Look at this. They asked the models to identify the Xiaomi SU7. That's a new electric car that just came out. The model trained on old data was basically clueless, a confidence score of like 13%. But the DanQing model, a staggering 92.3%. It's not just smart, it's current. It actually knows what's going on in the world right now. So you see, this is so much bigger than just getting a better score on a test. What we're looking at here is the creation of a whole new foundation for AI, one that's actually in sync with the modern world and its culture. So let's just recap the DanQing advantage. First, the text quality is way higher, which means the AI understands things better. Second, the topics are more balanced, which helps cut down on bias. Third, it's built to scale up, so it'll work great with even bigger models down the road. And finally, the most important point, it is completely up to date. It knows our world.
And you know what? The best part is, the team behind this isn't locking it away. They're making the whole thing open source. They're giving it to the community. In their own words, they want to give everyone a robust foundation to speed up research. That's just a massive gift to the entire AI field.
Which really leaves us with one big final question to think about. DanQing is a huge leap for AI in China, for sure. But as AI goes truly global, who's going to do this incredibly important work for all the other languages and cultures out there? Who's going to build the data for the rest of the world?